Trent's fork struck his plate, one sharp ping that killed the chatter at Bellissimo. Every head at our table turned toward the televisions above the bar, always on business news because my brother liked to feel in control. I didn't look back. I watched their faces instead. My mother's smile thinning, my father blinking too fast, my sister's phone hovering in her hand. Trent's grin held for a heartbeat, then fell. "Tonight on the Market Minute," the anchor said, "we're profiling the tech industry's most private success story." Midnight blue filled the screen behind me. A white knot, my logo. Evelyn Liang built KnotGuard from her garage into a $4.2 billion company in 5 years, the anchor continued, without interviews or public appearances. My mother's wine glass trembled. 2 minutes earlier, Trent had leaned across the table and said I needed to stop calling myself CEO of my little security thing. Embarrassing, he'd told me, loud enough for the next table. My parents had nodded, relieved to have him speak for them. My sister had offered to connect me with stable hiring managers. Now the TV flashed the photo I'd finally allowed. Me in a dark hoodie, hair pinned back, eyes tired but unflinching. I lifted my water and took a slow sip. KnotGuard secures cloud infrastructure for over 2,000 enterprise clients, the anchor said. Analysts estimate Liang's net worth at $1.8 billion. I waited, letting the silence do what I couldn't. Trent's throat worked. His fork slipped from his fingers and clattered again, smaller this time, like surrender. I set my glass down. "Still think it's pretend?" I asked quietly, for our table alone. My mother finally found her voice. "Evelyn, that's you." I turned, just enough to meet her eyes in the TV's glare. "It is." My father touched his cufflinks like he could fasten dignity back on. "Why didn't you tell us?" Trent's laugh came out brittle. "This has to be some other Liang." The anchor answered for me. A drone shot of our headquarters glided across the screen. Glass, steel, the white knot burning on the facade. Then Naomi appeared in the server room, hair under a cap, voice steady. "Evelyn wrote the core protocol," she said. "She wouldn't ship until it could survive what keeps banks awake." A memory flashed. My garage door cracked for air, laptop on a paint bucket, Trent at Sunday dinner calling my pitch deck cute. Another, my mother texting links to job boards like prayers. I swallowed the old splinter and kept my face smooth. Raina's phone trembled in her hand. "Eve, you said you were still, working in my garage?" I finished. "I stopped 2 years ago." My father's mouth opened, closed. My mother's eyes shone with something that wanted to be pride and couldn't find the shape. Trent leaned forward, anger scrambling to cover the bruise. "So you've been letting us look stupid." I set my napkin on my lap, flattening it once. "No, you did that yourselves. You didn't ask because you didn't want the answer." The segment wrapped with the anchor praising strategic silence. Around us, forks paused. A nearby couple stared, then buried themselves in menus. My phone buzzed under the table. "Naomi, you okay?" I typed back without looking down. "Fine. Almost free. Thought for 2 M35 SI stood, sliding my chair back with a scrape that felt louder than the televisions. "I'm leaving," I said. My voice didn't shake, which surprised me. "Evelyn, wait," my mother whispered, reaching for my wrist. Her fingers were warm, unsure, like she didn't know the shape of me anymore. Trent stared at the tablecloth as if a confession might be hiding in the weave. "I was trying to protect you," he said. "No," I replied. "You were trying to stay taller." I pulled a card from my wallet, white embossed with the knot. I set it beside his fallen fork. "If you want to know me, call that number and ask. Don't perform concern for an audience." My father swallowed. "We're proud." The word landed wrong, like applause after a tragedy. "Be proud of the years you didn't see," I said, gentler than I felt. "Be proud when you can name what I built without looking at a screen." I paid the bill before anyone could argue and walked into the night. Outside, my phone lit up. "Naomi calling." I answered on the first ring. Want me to send security? She asked. I laughed once. No, just keep building. 2 weeks later, Trent requested a meeting through my assistant, like a stranger who'd read the rules. When he stepped into my office, he didn't look up at the view first. He looked at me. I'm sorry, he said. I made you small so I could feel big. I pushed the visitor badge toward him. The plastic carried our knot. Then start here, I said. Ask. Listen, don't joke. He nodded, eyes wet, and for the first time in years, the silence between us wasn't a weapon. It was room to begin.